Hi guys, this is Rice. In the last two videos, we worked on our combat system, so now monsters can swing their weapons, and you can block and parry their attacks. And in this video, we will do three things. First, we fix a bug and update our code. Then we edit our program about the game over state because some status are not reset properly right now. And finally, as the main part of this episode, we implement save and load function. So first, a bug fix. This is about part 42 video and was reported by Fernando. Apparently, when you try to use a key to open a door, sometimes it doesn't work as intended. Sometimes the program cannot detect the door, also you are right next to it. I did some checking and found out it was because this calculation in this getDetected method in this entity class, this doesn't really round the result value. So for example, if the result of this calculation was 13.999, then this still gets it as 13. So sometimes you get a call or raw number that is not where the door is. So apparently adding or subtracting by 1 was not enough. So I changed it to player's speed. Like this. Then everything worked fine. I tested several times from all directions, and every time I could use the key and the door opened. And another little update is about the code in the last video. I simply forgot to surround this by else bracket. With the current code, the program processes this part even if you succeeded to parry the attack. And since successful parry negates the damage, this doesn't really affect the result because it's already 0. But the program still plays this sound effect. And I didn't notice it, and probably not a big deal, but I think we should surround this by else. Yeah, theoretically, this shouldn't be processed unless we fail to parry. Alright, that's the update. Next, we're gonna refactor what this program does when you die and choose retry or quit the game. We've added some new content since we created this game over screen, so some status are not reset properly when you die, such as this knockback effect. So let's fix this. And so here, retry and restart. And I kind of want to reorganize these methods and combine them into one method, like this. Because I realized whether you choose this retry or restart, we are calling these 4 methods anyway. So these 4 lines are kind of common things. And the rest are what we call when we quit the game. And so to differentiate it, we receive parameter here, boolean, like restart. And we're gonna call this method only this boolean is true. Yeah, like this. So delete these methods and go to this key handler and game over. So game over state, we're gonna call reset game, and if it's retry, then boolean is false. And for this one, boolean is true. Yeah, like this. Yeah, so this is a little bit cleaner, I think. And then open this player class. And okay, so somewhere around here. I think we can move these 4 lines to this set default values because we're gonna call them anyway, like here. So then we are calling this set items in this set default values, so we don't need to call this again here. Okay, and we still need to reset some other status effect. According to my little research, what we are not resetting here is attacking state, guarding state, knockback state, and also writing state. So I think I'm gonna change this name from restore life and man. Why man? But anyway, so this is not only life and mana, so I think I'm gonna rename this restore status and at attacking equal false, guarding equal false, knockback equal false, these operator, and also write updated. This is true because we want to update the writing source when we restart the game, and I think it's here in this default values. So we're gonna reset the write source current write equal null. You know, if you don't reset this, the writing is still rendered even if you don't have runtime anymore. So we reset our write source and then update the writing situation. And also I want to reset the day state and filter alpha when we restart the game. So environment and the writing, and I think I'm gonna create a method for that. Reset day and the day state equal day and the filter alpha equal 0f. And okay, so game panel. Okay, this is restore status. And okay, here when we restart, we're gonna call that emanager dot writing dot reset day. And also here as well, so when you try to quit the game from this option menu, we need to call that reset game method. So here, options end game confirmation method in this UI class. So reset game, and this time true. Okay, let's check. So okay, let's wait until it gets dark. Okay, it's getting dark. Ooh. And let's die. Yep. And quit. And a new game. Okay, everything returned to the default state, I think. Retry. Yeah. Yeah, looks good. Maybe I'm still missing something, so if you find something else that we should reset, then please let me know. Alright, then let's implement save and load system. First, we're gonna save player's stats. his level, max life, max mana, experience, coin, stuff like that. And I think the easiest way is writing these values by using buffered writer to a text file. Like this config file, but this is a text file, so you can edit it easily. That's probably not good because users can change their character's level or max life, as they like. So we're gonna use a different method this time. And first we create a package, and I'm gonna name this data, and inside create a class, and I'm gonna name this data storage or something. And for this class we implement an interface called Serializable. So this basically enable to write and read this object. So this class itself can be writable and readable. And in this class, we declare whatever variables that we want to save and load, like player stats, like level, max life, yeah, something like this. So now we're gonna create another class in this data package. Save, load, declare game panel, and the constructor, and okay, from this game panel, save load equal save load, and pass this game panel. Oh, new. Okay, here this.gp equal gp, and here create a method called save and load. And to save we use a class called object output stream OS, and instantiate it object output stream new file output stream, and new file, and here you can type the file name, and I'm gonna type save.dat. And we need to surround it with try and catch. Okay, save exception or something. Then we initialize that data storage graph, and we're gonna pass our game data to this data storage graph. First, ts.level equal gp.player.level dot max life equal gp.player.max life, like this. Oh, I forgot to declare mana here, sorry. Yeah, something like this. So we have stored these players' stats in this data storage class. And what we're gonna do next is we use this object output stream and save this data storage class itself to this save.dat file. And os.write object and ds. Okay, then load method. First try and catch. And for loading, we use a class called object input stream. So ys and instantiate new object input stream, new file input stream. Wait, input, new file save.dat, and this time we're gonna read this data storage. So type like this: data storage ds equal data storage ois dot read object. So this means we're gonna read what is recorded in this file and get it as ds object. So we're gonna pass the restored data to player's status like this: level equal ds dot level. Like this. So we can retrieve the data from this data storage class and restore player's status. Okay, then when we can save the game, you can set whatever condition you like. And in my case, I'm gonna set this water pool as a save point. So when you rest at the water, you can save the game. So event handler, I think. And the water pool event is this one, healing pool. Okay, so here we're gonna call save load.save, and I think I'm gonna add a little text here: the progress has been saved. Okay, then now how to load the data. And of course, from the title screen, we already have the load game option here. So key handler, where is the key handler? And title state, and the load is this one, I think. So gp.save load. And also I think we should set game state and play music too. So like this, I think. Okay, let's check. Let's see if it's working or not. Let's get some experience on the level. Okay, level 2 now. So level 2 and experience 6 and coin 501. So let's save the game. Yeah, so the progress has been saved. Okay, quit the game and start again and load game. Then yeah, so level 2 and experience 6 and the coin 501. So we loaded our last progress and refresh. And here we have this save.dat file. If you open this, so as you can see, even if you open it with a text editor, the data is kind of encrypted and really doesn't make sense. So it's difficult to edit the data. And now we're gonna save player's inventory. And this is a little more tricky. It would be easier if we could create an entity array list and put all of players' items in it. But unfortunately, we cannot do that because items are not variable but class. And as far as I know, you can only write or read variables in a serialized object. And here's what I did. We're gonna create two array lists and only save item names and item amounts. So these are not entity but string and integer, so we can save them. And we pass values in this saveLoad class. So we're gonna create a for loop equals 0 gp.player.inventory.size and get item names and item amounts. ds.item names dot at gp.player.inventory.get i.name and ds.item amounts dot at player.inventory.get i.amount. Okay, now loading. And when we load these item names, we need to convert these names to actual item objects so player can get them as object. And this was pretty tricky. And to be honest, I'm not very satisfied with my current solution, but right now I couldn't think of any other way to handle this, so I'll show you how I did it. First, we create a method somewhere around here, a public entity get object, and we receive item name and entity obj equal null and create a switch item name. Then based on this item name, we're gonna return the object with the same name. So first this axe, if the item name is this woodcutter's axe, then obj is new obj axe gp, and if item name is boots, then obj is like this. And for this chest, we were passing its root to the constructor, but I decided not to do it because here we just want to know that this is a chest object, and if we include the root of individual chest, then it becomes way more complicated. So I'm gonna remove this root parameter and this one too, and instead create a method public void set root entity root. This dot root equal root. And also I'm gonna move this root and opened boolean to entity, maybe here, and change them to public, and create a setRoot method here too, somewhere around here. SetRoot, and we can leave it blank. Okay, then yeah, we are seeing the error in this asset setter. So here we're gonna remove this root parameter, and instead we're gonna call that setRoot method and pass the root. Yeah, like this. Alright. So now we can just pass this GP, and finally we're gonna return this object. So pass an item name and receive the item as an object. But as I said, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of this, because if you mistype these names, the reference won't work. So you have to be really precise about these names. And also, if you change these item names later, for example, like, oh, maybe I want to change this axe to fighter's axe or something, then you need to change these names too. And I think that's something you can easily forget. So it works, but it's not really a flexible solution. So if I come up with something better, I think I'm gonna update this. Also, if you have any better idea, I'd love to hear, so please leave a comment. Anyway, now we have this method, so we can load player's inventory. First, we clear the player's inventory. So remove all the default items, and then create a for loop. And the length is ds.item names. And we're gonna add items to player's inventory. Add, and here we call that getObject method, and the pass item name, so ds.item names dot get I. So this method returns item object, and so we can receive it and add to player's inventory. And also we get item amount, so inventory dot get I dot amount equal ds dot item amounts dot get I. So this is just an integer, so we don't need to convert or anything. Okay, let's check. So okay, get these two items and save the game and load the game. Yeah, so now player has this tent and lantern, but we lost these equipment information, equip highlights. So next we save current weapon and current shield information. In this data storage, we declare current weapon slot and current shield slot. And we can get them anywhere, and I think I'm gonna do it in this player class by creating getter methods. Maybe we can use it for other purpose too in the future. So probably around here. public int get current weapon slot, and int current weapon slot, and for int I equals 0, I inventory dot size I plus plus, and if inventory dot get I equal current weapon, then current weapon slot is I, and we can return the slot number. And okay, copy and paste, and this time current shield slot. Okay, I think. So back to save road, and okay, save. So ds dot current weapon slot equal gp dot player dot get current weapon slot, and current shield slot equal player dot get current and shield slot, and then load. So player dot current weapon is gp dot player dot inventory dot get. So as an index, we can use this current weapon slot. Current shield equal gp dot player dot inventory dot get ds dot current shield slot. And also let's not forget to update player's attack and defense, and also attack image too, I think. So let's check. So for example, okay, so let's equip this axe and save and load. Okay, so now player is equipping this axe, and finally we will save these objects on the map. I think it would be better to keep this information so the items you've already picked up won't show up again. So basically we need to save what is inside of this object array. So in this data storage, so we're gonna declare some variables again. String map object names, and this time this is a two-dimensional array, and also we need to record its world X and world Y, and also we're gonna record its root name. So if it's a treasure chest, we need to record what's inside of the chest. And finally, boolean object opened. So this is also for the chest. So we record if the chest is already opened or not. And I think that's everything we need to save. So return to save road class, and okay, save. And first we need to initialize these variables. ds.map object names equal new string, and the first dimension is max map, and the second one we just borrow the length of this obj array, so dimension 2 dot length, I mean second dimension, and yeah, other variables too. Whew. Okay, then for loop, for int map num equals 0, oops, equals 0, num is gp dot max map, and the map num plus plus, and another for loop, int I equals 0, I obj 1 dot length I plus plus. Okay. GP. And here, and first we check if this obj is empty or not. So num I. So if it's equal to null, then map object names equal, and we're gonna type something like NA. So if it's empty, then we're gonna put this NA to this map object names, and else. So if it's not empty, then we can get name. So object names I equal gp dot bj map num I dot name. I'm gonna copy this. Okay, and the ds dot map object world x equal gp dot obj dot world x. And the next one is root names, and this is string, and also most of the items don't have this root, only chest object has this root. So first we need to check if this object has any root or not. So gp.obj map num I dot root. So not, if it's not equal null, then ds dot map object root names equal gp dot obj dot root dot name. And finally ds dot map object opened equal gp dot obj dot opened. Alright, then load. So this is same, and then so first we get map object name, so that equals NA. So if it's NA, then it's empty, so obj equal null, and else, so it's not empty, then so we get the object again, so call this get object again, and pass the object name, so ds dot map object names so it returns an object. And then get its world x equal ds dot map object world x. And then root name, so again we need to check if it's null or not. So ds dot map object root names. If it's not equal null, so we get root name, so obj dot root. So again we get it as an object, so call this get object again and pass the root name, so map object root names, and then open state, so obj dot opened equal ds dot map object opened. Also, so if the chest is opened, we're gonna change its image. So gp dot obj dot opened equal true. Then obj dot, so change image to, so chest. So open the image is image 2. So we're gonna change this to image 2. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, let's check. So pick up these items and save and load. So they are gone. And the player still has these items. And okay, so let me place some more treasure chest. And I'm gonna put something different here. So tent, potion, red. Okay. So here's a chest. So let's open this one and get a tent and save and load. Yeah, so only this chest is opened and it's empty. And open this and red potion and save and load. Okay, so both chests are opened now and we have extra tent and this red potion. I'm gonna open this door and get this key. Alright, let's save it. Getting dark. And load the game. Yeah, so this chest is opened, this door is also opened, and we retained our level. Yeah, I think everything is working correctly. But yeah, probably there is a better way to handle this. But anyway, we can save our game progress now, and that is pretty cool. It cannot be RPG if you cannot save your level or items, right? So now we are ready to enter the dungeon, and that's what we're gonna do in the next video. Thanks for watching, and until next time.